Hey, Warrior Saints, if only you knew. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream on Friday. Glad to have you lovely people with us. You know, we're talking about when tragedy strikes. Today, we're going to talk about the fourth pillar of a warrior saint, the lover. King, knight, mentor, and lover. My bride is stunning. Physically, she's gorgeous, but she's also stunning in her heart and in her mind. Those of you who know her know that I'm not just bragging. But really, to get her to go out with me was a challenge. Like, she didn't want to go out with me because I was going to be a priest, right? I was already prepared to go on the seminary track. That being the wife of a priest, that's a real commitment for anyone who is the wife of a priest out there, and for our Orthodox audience, you know it's a beautiful life. It's an awesome life, but there's a lot that goes with it. And she wasn't really like looking forward to it. She didn't wake up, when she was a young teenage girl and say, "Oh, someday I'm going to marry a priest." Like, it wasn't in her head. Yet, here's this extremely handsome man asking her to go on a date, and she finally relented. We had an awesome first date. It was fabulous. Like, really, I'm not just saying it. It was a fabulous night. The conversation, the dinner, just all of it was wonderful. And as I took her home, I said to her, "You know what, Allison, this was fabulous. I'd like to do it again." And she looked at me in the eyes and she said, "I can't." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "But it's me. It's me. Like, what do you mean?" I was floored. I was devastated. It was, not to be silly, it was a tragedy because I was in love with this woman. I already knew in my mind and in my heart that that's the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And here she was telling me no. And I was like, "Oh no." Like, I didn't see that coming. And literally, so all right, I'm confessing all my sins. I have cried twice in my life. One of them was that night. The other was when I saw E.T. Come on, man. That was a really sad, ending. Beautiful. Anyways, I cried. I literally did cry in the car all the way home because I thought, oh my God, it was over. It was tragic. All right, so as I built that up, I'm like, I can't let her say no to me. There's got to be something. There has to be something that I can do in my life, something that I can become that is so irresistible to her that she will say yes to a second date, even in spite of my trajectory in life. This kind of a tragic betrayal, rejection, non-unity between a man and a woman is obviously, it's uncommon, right? Think about, fellas know this. It's hard to ask a girl out on a date, right? Because you know that no, it could be tragic and worse when a relationship is going or starts and you think it's good and then it ends or it does. It's hard. Anyways, the dudes get what I'm talking about. It's hard to do all that. We sometimes think that if I buy her the right gifts, make enough money, say the right words, take her on vacations, whatever it may be, that will solve the problem. That will make me so irresistible to her that she will have nothing, no choice but to jump all over me, right? That's kind of how men think. We're problem solvers. The truth of the matter is, that's not really how it happens. If you want to find the right girl, you first got to become the right man, right? That's the whole point. And it dawned on me that when my now bride at that time said no, I'm like, I've got to be the best that I can be, so that she has no choice but to say, "Oh my gosh, I want to be with you." I don't know if I'm a good person or not, but I gave it an effort, and eventually she married me. I don't know. Maybe I just wore her down. Either way, it worked out in my favor. Thank God, right? The point I want to give to the fellas today is that as a warrior saint, the fourth pillar is to be a lover. Now, that does mean sexuality, obviously, but it means that you love other at or in place of loving yourself first, right? To do that, you have to be crucifixional. You got to set yourself aside so you can make room for someone else. That's what it means. To be the right man, to find the right woman, you got to be the right man. And how do you become, or let's say this, what is that right man? What is a proper warrior saint lover, right? It's crucifixional. We know that. That's what we teach. To show you that I'm not making this up, let's take a peek at St. Paul's epistle to the Ephesians. Chapter 5. This is famous, all right? You probably already know where I'm going with this. But Ephesians chapter 5 is what is read in the Orthodox Church's sacrament of marriage. So everyone who was married in an Orthodox church, you heard this epistle. And Paul is talking about husbands and wives in context of Christ and the church. And he tells husbands how to do the business. He says, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church." How did Christ love the church? He gave himself for her, right? That means the cross. Christ loved us, the church, so much, even in spite of our wretchedness and our sinfulness. He loved us so much that he was willing to sacrifice his own will to do God's will and go to the cross, conquering death. He loved us so much, he put himself at the back of the line, right? Like, that's pretty powerful, because Jesus was not just some dude, he was the Lord. And he's saying, St. Paul is saying, if you want to be the right man so that you can find the right woman, you have to imitate Christ. You have to be crucifixional. That's all that means. It's pretty simple and totally hard, right? Pretty simple and totally brutal. But that's what it takes to be a warrior saint, a lover who finds the right woman. You got to be the right man. The right man comes only through the cross. Now, that's hard, because like the secular narrative that you and I are like inundated with is constantly telling us what? You do you, right? I mean, like, the messaging out there is to tell men, bed as many women as you can, right? And to, play video games in your mom's basement. Like, right? It's telling us comfort, ease, get the things we want, to find ourselves deeper and deeper in debt, to find ourselves more miserable all the way around. And it doesn't work. And look, bro, women are screaming for real men anyways. They may not tell you that because it's not PC to do so, but they are desperate for real men, for warrior saints, to help us overcome all of these challenges. Because look, like I said, I went through it in my own life, right? My wife now, thank God, it was work, bro. It was work, to get that second date. But I say it because you're not alone. We are here to help you do that. In fact, I want you to know something. At warriorsaints.org, at our website, we have a program we call the Way of the Warrior Saint. And it's to teach us how to become warrior saints. Really, it's designed to help males become men. We have a series which is called, it's titled Dating. But the thesis of the series is exactly what we're talking about. To find the right woman, you got to be the right man. Don't go out there and say, oh, where is she? I'm going to go to this place or this place. You do you, not you do you. You do your business first. Get yourself square. Trust me, she'll find you. We're going to help you do that. All you got to do is subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. It's $8. So, like, what's prohibiting you? Isn't she worth more than $8? I think so. Join us. It's time to be the man you're supposed to be. We will help you do that through God's teaching, the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is the only thing that works in the first place. We love you, beautiful people. We want to say a couple of things. Thanks to all of you. Those who are watching, if you'd like, subscribe, ring the bell, share. That stuff really helps us out. We really appreciate that a lot. And spread the word as much as you can. If you like what you see, let's get us out there. We appreciate that. We're going to be back tomorrow on Saturday for Vespers at 5 p.m. Pacific, and also Sunday morning for Orthros and Divine Liturgy at 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific. Of course, next week on Monday, we will return with our live stream. Love you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Till then, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.